know, guys. Oh, the sun's gonna kill you. Let me see if I can get over here. You see the wind turbine up there? I can't zoom in on it, but those blades are spinning like crazy. I mean, I don't know if you can hear them or not, but and we haven't got a lot of wind. We do have a breeze, but we haven't got a lot of wind. Now, my point is here, I'm not going to get into the name of the company, but they did a video on a Chinese wind turbine versus their wind turbine. Well, you know what? I don't trust a lot of Chinese ratings to start with, so it's something I never really thought about. However, some people may, because you know, you're talking $500 or $600 versus $100 to $200. However, he was also talking about the height. Well, the height doesn't really make a difference at this point. Depends on your location. I had that same turbine up on that tower over here. Then I put it up, here comes the wind, see it? Then I had it up on top of that pole over here. So that's about 28 feet and about 38 feet over here. And then I had it back there just to see what it was going to give me. And I put that tower up at 50 feet. And then, you know what? When I was looking at the tower, I was saying, well, that's not very good because I don't want to have to keep worrying about it every time I take the tower up and down. So I put it over here, and I believe, I don't know how I got it there, but it's on like a 3-foot pole. I don't even know if it's a tripod or how I got it there, but it's there. And I get more out of it there, being about what? Maybe 15 feet off the ground than I did at 30, and another one at 40, and another one at 50, which is right out there in the open. Here you can blame it on the trees, but you see the trees moving? That didn't move. Up there, it moved, but it didn't get nothing compared to what I have there. So it's where it is on your property, not so much how high. Height may have to be, but it's more location. Not only do I like it better there and it's working better there, but it's safer to be there, because the higher it goes, the more unsafe it becomes. You kind of get the picture on that. So I rather have it at a good spot, but at a lower level. And so what you need to do is you got to kind of check out your property a little bit to see where you're getting the best wind most of the time. What do I got here? Oh, okay, good. So anyway, that's what I wanted to get into. Now, the company, well, you know what, I'm going to tell you who it is. It's Missouri Wind and Solar. Now, I bought 2 things from them, and I'm happy with both of them. The prices were reasonable. They weren't the best, but they weren't the worst. However, apparently, the original owner, Bob, I guess, sold out. And he hangs around there once in a while. I guess he offers, you know, input and helps with things. I'm sure in the sellout he probably worked it out somehow where he gets, you know, X amount of hours if he wants and stuff like that. But this other guy was doing a test on the Chinese, supposedly versus theirs. Well, he didn't compare it to theirs. He hooked it up, the Chinese one, apparently it was a Chinese one as far as we know, on the roof of the building. Now he had time to climb up on the roof of the building and hook this up, but he didn't have time to run it as an independent system down below. He runs it through his system, which, you know, come on. What I would have done is taken the lead off of all of them up there, or two of them, the Chinese one and one of his, to disconnect the lead from his and the junction box and run a jump, tie it right to a battery. The Chinese one right to a battery. Each one is on its own battery, independent from one another, so we can see what they're doing in comparison. And then when somebody left a comment saying, good, 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 however, you know, did you try it with their reducer, charger, whatever, and you didn't throw a comparison with yours on theirs, meaning the regulator charger, because theirs came with one as theirs do, depending on the kit. So was it the regulator charger not doing the job, or was it the wind turbine not doing the job? Well, his answer was too much work. Too much work. You're climbing up and down the fucking roof. You can't run and the wire's already there. All you gotta do is unscrew it from this one and screw it to the battery. Too much work. For that reason alone, I lost faith in them, because they're not judging the other one just, and they're not showing the comparison. They're telling you, they're showing you how poorly one is doing using their system, but they're not showing you how good theirs is doing. And that can be fudged as well. That's why if you had the Chinese wind turbine, the wire coming down into their controller, regulator, charger, whatever you want to call it, into a battery, and then theirs is already up there and run all the way down already, so all you got to do is disconnect it from the source, where you're not the source, but where you're putting it into, and connect it to a battery. And now they have two completely independent systems from the whole system. So you can check them both, you know, evenly, I guess you would call it. But they didn't do that, you know. So, like I said, I'm kind of losing faith in Missouri Wind and Solar. Now they do have a few things there that some others don't, which is, you know, if it ever came to me needing a certain this or a certain that. But Jeff, rather, that's his name, Jeff. When Jeff got out of there, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be right. It seems to be a little shady. When you're not willing to take the time to justify what you're talking about to one of your possible customers, well, then we've got a problem. Now, when Jeff had the place, I bought a 50 or a 55 watt solar panel. I have another one out here that I use, the big one. But when I bought the 50 or 55 watt solar panel from Jeff for the van, it's been working fine. Last couple of days it's not working, but I'm thinking that that's not so much the panel. I want to check the regulator or the fuse. But where I was going is, for the most part, when it came in, the connector on one of them was bad, the alligator clip, and it was separated because of the spring that holds the two together wasn't there. So somehow or other, they got, during packing or something, the spring got lost and the thing popped open. Now, it was actually like something like this. Well, there's a spring in here. Well, that wasn't there. So this was just flopping, so you couldn't get a good connection on it. So I called him up and I said, listen, I'll leave it up to you. If you want, send me the other connector and I'll put it on. Or knock off a few bucks